Hi, today we're going to do some paper quilling. Just some supplies you're going to need: some scissors, a small dowel rod, a pencil, some toothpicks will work as well, Elmer's glue, some clothespins, and I used a hot glue gun because it dries faster, but you can always use Elmer's glue, and some cardstock. So to make the wings, you cut a strip of cardstock, and we're going to glue the end. This is where your clothespin comes in handy. You can always clothespin the end while your Elmer's glue is drying. But we're gonna use hot glue for this demonstration. And you can at home, it does dry faster. Makes it a little bit easier of a process. You just have to pull all the strings when you're done. And be careful of your fingers. So that's the bottom of the first wing. And we're gonna make two more, different in size. So I made another one a little bit smaller for the center wing. And then another loop a little bit smaller for the top wing. You can glue the wings separately or together and place them between the head and the body. For the body of the butterfly, I cut a piece of cardstock paper and I wrapped it around the pencil. Let it open up a little bit, glued the end, and then pinched the ends for the teardrop effect. Similar to the head, I wrapped it around a dowel rod, glued the end, and pinched the two ends of the paper to give it that teardrop effect. So we're gonna go ahead and glue the wings on. I'm gonna glue the three together. And then we're going to glue it to the body. You want to put a little glue on the edges to stick it to your paper. And the other side. Let's give that big wing just a little glue so it sticks to the paper. Now we want some antennae. So what I did is I cut a strip of paper and folded it in half. And then we're going to wrap it around the dowel rod. About halfway down. And do the other side. And I rolled it in, both of them I rolled in towards each other. You can roll one out and one in, whatever you prefer. If you slide the dowel rod out, it forms the antennas, and we will glue those down towards the head. Okay, we are going to add another loop inside the lower wing. So what I did is I cut a strip of paper, again like before, and we're going to glue the end. And we're also going to make a smaller strip for the center wing. So it'll look like that. So let's go ahead and glue those in. Add a little glue to the bottom so it sticks to the paper. And I've kept most of the strips of paper the same measurement. You can change the measurement and it will change the depth of the quilling and the butterfly effect. But I did go ahead and keep most of the strips of paper, measured them out about the same inch and a half, so that they were similar in size. Okay, we're gonna make teardrops for our lower wings. And I went ahead and measured, again, the same size strip of paper, and I wrapped it around my pencil. And once I pulled it off, it released a little bit so that they were all in similar size, and then glued the ends. Similar to this. To make the teardrops, like we talked about before, you just pinch the ends. And we're going to place these teardrops in the ends of our bottom wings. And another one for our top wing. We're going to glue these in. Now we're going to add some tighter circles, tighter rolls to our wings. I cut a yellow strip of cardstock and I wrapped it around a small dowel rod, or you could use a toothpick. pulled it off, and I kept it tight, so I glued it right away. And I made 2 of those, 1 for each side. And we're gonna add them here to the middle of the pink on the edge there. So on our butterfly, I had added 2 blue strips with a tight roll with the dowel rod, 2 larger long strips of blue cardstock with the dowel rod, and 1 extra orange strip using the pencil and allowing it to unravel a little and pinching the ends for the teardrop. Now we're going to add some green to the small pink next to the yellow, and we're going to use the dowel rod. And you want to wrap your green. And you can decide whether you want tight or loose. I'm going to let this loosen a little bit. And we'll do a second one. And then we let it loosen a little, about the same size. Okay, and we're going to add it next to the yellow. Okay, and we're going to do some blue loops, rolls with our dowel rod. And we're going to add these next to the large blue rolls in the wings. And you can do your rolls or your teardrops or the size. You can use the pencil instead of the dowel rod. The insides of the wings, whatever you prefer, whatever colors. So we made this blue one about the same size as the other one. And I'm going to glue it inside the wing. Now, if you change the width of your paper, it'll change the widths of your, for example, this blue one here is a smaller width. It was cut smaller, so it sits in further. So you can change the texture of your butterfly wings as well. Okay, we're gonna add another loop to inside the pink here. So that'll be right inside here, just like that. So we're gonna glue the end. And I kept all my loops in the wings the same size. When you make your loops, you can make them smaller or you can make them wider. So after the yellow loop, I went ahead and continued to add different textures, size, shapes, and colors into the wings. Tight rolls, loose rolls, some teardrop or some eyes, some teardrops. You can fill in your wings any way, or color, shape, or size that you'd like. This is the finished product that I finished with. You can change the colors or the loop, add more loops if you'd like.